There's a world out there, a world waiting for you. Waiting to be explored. Waiting for you to leave your mark. Question is, are you ready for takeoff? To see places you never imagined. We fly so you can touch the sky. Captain Flacco invites you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the views as we take the skies. Welcome to That Flight Sim channel. As always, happy flying.
What's going on, guys? Captain Gonzo here with That Flight Sim channel, and as you can see, we are back in Flight Sim today, and from the description you guys can see that we are bringing out the PMDG 737. Now, it's been a while since we've flown the PMDG here in a Flight Sim channel, and for me, I started messing around with the PMDG back in Flight Simulator 2004 when they released the NG series, the 7.3. But anyways, guys, we're sitting here at Orlando International Airport. Let's go outside and take a look. Well, we've got the gate connected. We got to get some ground services going, but as you can see, we're in the Bahamas Air livery. And this is an actual flight that's actually about to depart right now as we speak from Orlando on this exact same aircraft, which is flight number 238, if I'm not mistaken, from this exact same gate heading to Nassau. So I just got back from a trip to the Caribbean, was out for a whole week, and I felt inspired. And I was like, you know what? We haven't flown the PMDG in a long time, and what better way to do it than a short hop from my home airport here at Orlando International Airport down to beautiful Bahamas. So let's go ahead and jump in, guys. We've already got the flight plan sent through SimBrief, and today we'll be taking a look at the new performance feature that SimBrief has implemented. But before we do that, let's stop burning this battery. Let's get the APU going. APU switch is coming on. We gotta wait now. While that's happening, let's go ahead and arm our emergency exit lights. Close the cover. Set the seat belts and the smoking to on. We'll keep the position light where it's at. While that's coming on, let's go ahead and set our IRS to align. Alright, let me give GSX a call, see if we can start boarding. Let's see what they do. There we go. See the tow bar. There's the luggage carts. I see the ground personnel. I hope the jetway is not moving away because it's already connected. But anyways, let's take a look here. So I've already imported the flight plan. As you can see, 737 from MCO down to Nassau with our alternate as Yankee Golf Fox, which is Grand Bahama, I believe. Not too sure, to be honest, guys. But anyways, while we're waiting here, let's wait for that APU generator to come online. Actually, it might be ready. I'm just seeing the lighting a little funny there. Yep. There we go. Cool. Now we've got the APU running, so let's start setting up the FMC. Let's board both. There we go. FMC, precision initialization, or in it. So reference airport, of course. Mike Charlie Oscar. Let's see if it recognizes this gate number. Ah, there we go. So we'll set that as the IRS precision. Looks good. Now, going to our route, let me pull up the actual file route here. So origin, going to our arrival of Yankee November. flight number will be Bahamas Air, and it's BHS 238. And again, guys, you can look it up on FlightAware. They are using this actual flight number today as we speak, departing in the next few minutes. But anyways, I believe we're expecting runway 35 left, so we'll go ahead and set that in here. And let's go ahead and request the flight plan and see if it's showing up here. No? Okay, we'll have to do it manually, no big deal. So the route we're taking today is the Danny 3 departure, G-Pod or J-Pod transition, direct Junip, then direct to Zulu Foxtrot Papa, then to BR63 Victor, ZQA VOR, and then whatever ATC vectors us to. Now, keep in mind, we are going to be using Beyond ATC tonight, and the last time we flew down there, it was a little finicky with Beyond ATC, especially over the Bahamas. They were kind of saying some funky stuff, but we'll give it a shot, man. We'll see what happens. Let's see if we can do this right. No, I think I'm messing up. See, it's been a while. Let me see if it'll let me put the departure in. There we go. And then we'll do G-Pod. Then Junip. Then Zulu Foxtrot Papa. I gotta look up where that's at. I'm not too familiar with that. VOR. Oh, there we go. Well, it'll be Freeport. That makes sense. And we want to go with the VOR DME. Then Zulu Quebec Alpha. There we go. Next page. Actually, let me do something real quick. Let's clear this out. I believe Bravo Romeo 63 Victor. See if that'll let me put it in here. There we go. That's much better. Via that airway. And then we'll leave it there and we'll see what arrival we're expected to take into Nassau. We'll activate that, execute. We'll go to the performance initialization. Now, before we do that, let's look at some numbers here. So I've got my iPad pulled up on the side here with our fuel, our payload, and stuff like that. So the first thing we want to do is go to FS Actions. Let's go to fuel. And according to our block fuel requirement, we'll need about 12,144,000 pounds of fuel. So you know what? We'll make this 12,200. There we go. So we're barely tipping the scales of the 700s in terms of their fuel capacity. Payload. Looks like we are carrying 111 passengers. So we'll put that here in the economy, as we've only got economy. In cargo, we're looking at 5,500 pounds. So you know what? Let's make it 2,650 forward cargo. And I don't know. There we go. And right now, our estimated takeoff weight should be 124,000 pounds. Somewhere in there. So we're looking at a gross weight right now of 124.7. That checks out pretty good. Okay. So payload is set. Fuel is set. So let's go ahead and go back to the init. Route, performance. Okay. So the gross weight, which I believe I just saw, but we're going to do it the easy way. No, won't let me do it that way. Let's try zero fuel weight. There we go. Yep, there we go. 124.7. Completely dumped that number out of my head there, so sorry about that. Let's take a look at the reserves. Let's see what the fuel block is showing. By the way, let's take a look outside real quick and see what the services are doing here. There we go. Check that out, guys. We've got the luggage being handled. Looks like everybody's bags are coming on board. APU is running, crew's on board, getting the aircraft ready. Of course, being handled by Quantum. We'll keep the camera here once we're setting up for the pushback. So let's go back to the EFB here. Let's take a look at the release. Okay, so yep, there's that minimum takeoff fuel of 11.7. So the block put in for the dispatch was 12.1. And let's see, we'll make our reserves 3.1. How about that? Not really expecting it today though, because we've got decent weather. A little windy, but nothing crazy. We've got a cost index of 23, so pretty easy flight, economically speaking. And we are expecting flight level 370. We can take care of look at the winds here in a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm not making this super realistic. Let's go ahead and execute that. Next page. So time error tolerance, 30 seconds at RDA waypoint. Okay, cool. So let's look at our legs now. So let's make sure everything's good. And actually, let's go overhead. Panel, there we go. Let's set this to nav now that we're good. Perfect. Oh wow, completely forgot to set my AC on here, so let's go ahead and set our flight level here, 370. And you can see, guys, I'm all over the place here. I'm not flying effortlessly, as you can say, because I haven't flown the PMDG in a long time, and even though it is one of the aircraft that I can say I'm more proficient in, you still seem to forget stuff here and there, obviously. So there we go. You can hear the packs in the background. Now the cabin's a little bit more suitable, a little better. Anyways, let's go ahead and review our route here. So we'll switch this over to the plan. No, wrong way. There we go. And obviously, as you go through the pages, the route changes in the map. That looks good. You know, what I look for right away is making sure we're headed in the right direction to begin with. So that's fine with me. And then what I'll do is, which I tend to do on every flight on the PMDG, is I like to load up my charts here and have them ready. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and pause track IR there because it's getting a little annoying. Alright, so departure. Go to the airport. Let's grab the airport info, which is obviously going to show where we're at, taxiways and runways. Let's pin that. The SID, or standard instrument departure, Danny 3. We're going to pin that. And go to arrival. Obviously no stars. We're just going to get vectored in. We're going to pull up the airport information. We're going to pin that as well. And as you can see, we've got various approaches here that we can use. But we're going to just wait till ATC gives us some further vectoring so that we know what to expect. But right now, if you guys didn't know this already, you can go to pinned on the Navigraph charts, and under each category, you'll see what you saved. So in this instance, airport info for Orlando and Nassau, the SID for Orlando, and when we get ready to load up the approach, we'll have it here. But let's go ahead and go back to the airport. Let's look at our SID real quick. So we're expecting 35 left, so we'll be departing on this end over here. And looks like for 35 left, climb on heading 005 to intercept course 060 to cross Goham, which is our first waypoint there on the departure, at or above 2600, and at or below 250 knots. Then on track 085 degrees to cross Meeks, at or below 5000, then on track 110 to cross Lapu, at or above 7,000, then on track to UK. So it pretty much is depicting what we're going to be doing with each waypoint here. So let's go look at our FMC now. Yep, there's Goham, 250 knots above 2600, Megs below 5,250, and then onwards to Lapu, which should be at 7,000 or above. I'm happy with that. I think we are good in terms of loading all that. Let's check if there's any arrival. No, nothing really, so we'll wait till we're airborne. And again, we'll let that happen as we go. So, let's do 005 heading, which is practically going down the middle of the runway there. And we're going to give ATIS a call here on Beyond ATC and see what they want us, or what we can expect for today while the aircraft finishes loading. And I don't know why this thing's all... Oh, I know why. There we go. Sorry, guys. Again, a little rusty. But let's pull up our Beyond ATC. ATIS is on 121.25, so let's go ahead and tune that. 121.25. I need to get myself an actual panel physically so I can do that.
2.15. Altimeter 3013. Landing runway 17 left, 17 right, 18 right. Departing runway 17 right, 18 left. Advise on initial contact, you have information Bravo. Orlando Airport information Bravo. 18110. Wind 0905 at 12. Gusts 21, visibility 10. Few clouds at 6,000. Ceiling 25,000 broken. Temperature 31. 2.15. Altimeter 3013. Landing runway 17 left, 17 right, 18 right. Departing runways 17 right, 18 left. Advise on initial.
Okay, so it looks like we are expecting the departure on 17 left or 18 right. So what we're gonna have to do is change that, but we'll wait till we get our clearance and see what clearance tells us. So aircraft is finishing loading up, so let's get on clearance 134.7. Let's look that up. 134. Let's go back this way, it's a lot quicker. There we go, guys. So 134.7 is our clearance delivery. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my notepad and my pen here ready. So excuse me while I do that for a second. Okay. I'm just physically grabbing a notebook. This is what I do in real life anyways. So let's see. Let's give them a call. And Orlando clearance delivery. Good afternoon. Bahamas Air 238 with information Bravo. Requesting IFR clearance to Nassau.
Bahamas 238, Orlando clearance information Bravo correct. Cleared to Linden Pindling Airport. Danny Tree departure. G-Pod transition, then is filed. Climb via SID. Departure frequency 135.3, squawk 2755.
Okay, Bahamas Air 238 is cleared to the Lindbergh International Airport as filed. Danny 3, G-Pod transition, climb via SID, departure frequency 135.3, squawk 2755.
Bahamas 238, read back correct. Contact ground 129.65 when ready for push or start.
We'll contact ground on 129.65 when ready for push and start for Bahamas 238. Thank you. Alright, guys. Not too bad. We got that clearance right off the bat. I didn't cheat. I didn't use the interface on on Beyond ATC to read that back. I legit wrote it, but sounds good. So we already know our departure. Climb via the SID. We have that pulled up here. We've already studied it a little bit, so we know what to expect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this. Let's set it to 8,000. Let me leave it at 10,000 for now. We'll wait for the call. Okay, so ground on 129.65. Let's go ahead and tune that. Have it ready. There we go. We've got that ready. 129.65. Let's take a look here at something real quick. Let's go ahead and call GSX, let them know we're ready for departure here. So, prepare for pushback and departure. Let's go ahead and get our beacon light on. Let's see what's going on. Beautiful, beautiful. That was a lot quicker than I thought. And looks like I'm gonna have to close my door manually because the flight attendant forgot to do that. Alrighty, no biggie. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to our menu. FS Actions, Doors. Let's close that door. That should be taking care of it. Yep, there we go. Okay, I see the marshaller going over. Oh, wow, my parking brake is off. Rookie move, guys. Rookie move. Alright. Well, while they're doing that and they're setting us up, let's go ahead and clear that caution. I've got my anti-collision on, letting people know we'll be moving soon. We'll turn on the electronics and the hydraulics here shortly. Let's go ahead and get our pitot heat on. Let's get the yaw damper on as well. Kind of interesting. I'm not hearing the radio communications with the ground here. Oh, almost forgot. Let me reset my transponder. 2 7 5 5. There we go. See what's going on down there. Oh, before I do that, let me release my chocks. There we go. And let's see. It's gonna be a little tight here, so I think I want my tail to go to the right. And let's give ground a call. Let them know we're ready. Orlando ground. Good afternoon, Bahamas 238 with Bravo at gate 91, ready for push and start.
Bahamas 238, virtual control ground, pushback approved. Face southwest.
Face southwest, clear for the push and start for southwest, or excuse me, Bahamas 238. Whoops. Okay. Well, let's see. So parking brakes are coming off. See what's going on. There we go. We're moving, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and get our fuel pumps on. We don't have anything in the center. Let's go ahead and kill the pack switches. Oh. Turn on our bleed airs for the left and right engine. Let's go ahead and start number 2. Let's bring up our engine page. Keep our systems on there. We're watching for a rise in N2. There's about 16%. Let's introduce the fuel. Let's hear that bad boy come online. Well, this is going to be a tight area to taxi out of, so we're going to have to test ourselves here. Whoa, what just happened there? I don't know if you guys saw that, but my plane literally just glitched out. But hey, this is GSX doing his thing. Wow. Alright, you know what? We're going to interrupt the pushback here because this is all crazy. So, stop here and complete. Let's set the parking brake. That's insane. I've never seen that happen. Okay, engine number 2 is online. Let's get that generator going. Start number 1. Again, guys, we're watching that N2 climb. There we go. Now let's go ahead and introduce the fuel. Let's go back to the FMC here. And then we'll wait for ground here to give us the runway of assignment. Then we'll change it all up on the FMC. Also, I am forgetting to do my calculations. So we all know that PMDG has the performance built in. But here's what we're going to do. I am going to look up that new system that SimBrief is using. So while the aircraft is firing up, whatever we're waiting here, let's look it up. And again, guys, sorry if you can't really see this on your end. Still trying to figure out how to do that, where you guys can see multiple screens. But anyways, let's go to Performance and Tools. We're going to set the aircraft type here. So we are going to select 737-700. MCO, pounds, and let me take a look inside here real quick to see what our takeoff weight was. Again, guys, sorry about that. I am just here doing this on the fly, no pun intended. 123, 284, 123, 284. Flaps, we're gonna go flap settings 5, thrust setting optimum, bleed setting auto, anti-ice is off. And let's go ahead, flex enable, calculate. There we go. So right now, according to SimBrief, we are expecting V1 at 133, rotating at 136, and V2 at 141. So let's go ahead and put those numbers in there. So, yep, 133, 136, 141. I have it up on the pilot monitoring side. So we'll set flaps 5. And it's actually, let's give them a call, see what runway we're expecting so we can put that in. And Orlando ground, Bahamas Air 238 with Bravo ready to taxi to runway for departure.
Bahamas 238, runway 17 right taxi via Hotel Tree Hotel.
Hotel 3 Hotel to 17 right for Bahamas 238. Okay, so runway 17 right. Nope, let me try it over here. There we go. So we'll have to change that around. Execute. So we'll have to rebrief our SID because now we're taking off on the opposite end. Our CG will automatically populate that. And these numbers are a little bit off, so we're going to use whatever... you know what? I actually trust this a little better. Let's look at what the weather's like here real quick. METAR 110 at 11, gusting 20. Okay, 10 at 11. I'll put the slope at, I don't know, 0.3, something random. And our cell, let's see what it assumed. Temperature, thrust setting. We'll put it at 46. There we go. Let's get some numbers in. And there we go. We've got some V speeds, guys. So let's go ahead and come back. So we've got our taxi clearance already. Let's clear the master caution. Let's get our generator online. Now we're running on the actual engine generators. So let me cycle this real quick. Hydraulic pumps on. There we go. Looks like everything is good, guys. Let's get our taxi light on. Let's get off the parking brake here. And let's refer to our airport chart here at Orlando. So that was runway 17 right via Hotel 3 Hotel. So we're gonna have to go all the way around the terminal here, make a right on Hotel 3, and then a left on Hotel, and there's 17 right. Let's get on the power here and start taxiing. Let's keep setting those flaps down to 5. I completely forgot to tell okay, GSX has just disappeared on me. And if you guys are wondering, this scenery is by Taxi to Gate, their rendition of the Orlando International Airport. And let me tell you guys, compared to the Asobo, which is not bad at all, Taxi to Gate really nails it here. Now keep in mind, for Captain Flacco and myself, Gonzo, this is our home airport. This is where we've have grown up in the past 20 plus years. And we have family members that worked here. Both myself and Flacco have worked at this airport for various companies, including the airline side and private aviation. And guys, this rendition of the airfield it's amazing. Love all the little ponds, the taxiway, all the features that they put in here. And like I said, it definitely puts a better taste of what the airport actually is like in real world compared to the default one that Asobo has. So if you guys haven't checked it out, I highly recommend. One of the best sceneries I've seen so far here for the Orlando side, and I love it. Alright, so we're taxiing around, taking the long way, going to Hotel 3, remember. As Frontier almost backs into us, awesome. Gotta love the AI. While we're here, we'll set our auto brake to RTO, the anti-skid. So we already know where we're going. We just gotta look for Hotel 3. So while that's happening, let's pull up our SID and rebrief it, since now we are taking off to the south. Yep, and you can see all my waypoints changed because I selected runway 17 right now. We'll have to verify that here when we get off. There's Hotel 4. And as you can see here on the Bahamas 737-700, there is no heads-up display. Obviously, it's cool. It's cool to have it, don't get me wrong, guys, but I like flying here, just looking at my PFD and MFD and just doing it the old school way. And even that, old school is considered new with this. Let's set this. Looks like our V2 speed was 131. So we'll set this 131 plus 5, so 136. I think I did math right. So here is Hotel 3. Again, we're going to make that right. And then we're going to continue on here, make a left on Hotel. Let's go ahead and kill that APU. Love the engine sounds that PMDG puts here with the CFM 56s, man. Just amazing. So here we are on Hotel. Overshot that taxi over there. Alright, there we go. And then we should be getting handed off here to Tower shortly. So let's get our flight directors on. And a little bit late to do this, but let's go ahead and check our flight controls. Good on the elevators. Good on the ailerons. Let's go ahead and deploy our speed brakes. Speed brakes are good. Speed brakes retracted. And again, before we give Tower here the official call to take off, we're going to review that SID just one more time. Make sure that we're all set up so that we're not pissing off ATC when we take off.
Bahamas 238. Contact Orlando Tower 124.3. See you.
Going to Tower on 124.3 for Bahamas 238. Thanks for the help. Have a good one.
My pleasure.
Oh, she's friendly today. Guys, I don't know if you saw that in the background. There was, I believe, a Frontier A320 just doing a low pass at like 400 knots. We'll see if he pops up here somewhere. Anyways, enough of that distraction. Let's go ahead and park ourselves here. 124.3, so let's get that frequency going. Okay, we're on tower frequency now. And our departure frequency, oh my god, I'm sorry for that, folks. My track IR clip just completely fell off. Let me get that put back on. There we go. Of course, when you're live streaming, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. That's just Murphy's Law. Alright, we're back here. So let's review it again. So this time we are taking off 17 right, and looks like we're expecting on 185, then 154 to KP. Make sure we cross 1500 or at above 1500 for KP. Let's confirm that. Yep. Then on track 140 for vectors to UK. Yep, looks right. 1500 above, vectors to UK. I'm okay with that. So we'll reset this heading to 185. Good lord, this is gonna take a while. Let me see if I can do it with my honeycomb. Nope, not the speed. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, it's not that much faster, to be honest. There we go. Set this back down to 136. Let's give him a call. Orlando Tower, good afternoon. Bahamas 238, holding short 17 right, ready for departure.
Bahamas 238, Orlando Tower, wind 0905 at 12, gust 21, fly heading 170, runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 17 right. We'll fly our heading 170, Bahamas 238. 135.3 is our departure frequency. There we go. All right, got our takeoff clearance. Let's go ahead and get our landing light. All that on. Engine start switches to continuous. Set this to the strobe and the position light, wing light on. Turn off our APU bleed, of course. Get our packs back on. There we go. Nobody's on the approach end. And we'll make this a rolling takeoff, guys. Make sure we're squawking Charlie. Here we go. We're gonna let these engines spool up. Let's get the auto throttle on. The engines are stable, and let's go to toga. Using that rudder.
Airspeed alive.
Check. Power is
8
set.
knots. Rotate.
Rotating. A little late here. Whoa, those winds are pretty gnarly. Wow.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Okay, and we're gonna fly 170. Yeah, those winds are no joke. Look at that. 170. We're still hand flying.
Bahamas 238, contact Orlando departure.
Going to departure for Bahamas 238. See ya. Orlando departure, good afternoon. Bahamas 238, climbing through 2,500 on Danny 3 departure.
Bahamas 238, Orlando departure, radar contact. Clear direct Capt. Resume the Danny tree. Climb and maintain flight level 180.
Alright, clear direct Capt. Up to flight level 180 on Danny 3 departure, Bahamas 238. There we go, let's set this up to 180. Flaps are coming up. So, not the prettiest departure, I gotta admit. So let's see how the aircraft's doing. Okay, yeah, that's what's worrying me a little bit there. The airspeed's getting a little bit low. Let's go ahead and do direct to UK. UK, there we go. We'll clear that discontinuity. Okay, everything's flowing somewhat smooth for now. Let's take off the runway turn off and the taxi lights. Yep. Pressurization is set. And let's look at our...
All aircraft be advised, information Charlie now current, altimeter tree 012.
Okay, 3012. There we go. So let's go to our after takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds are on. On. Pack set to auto. They are in the auto position. Landing gear up and off. Checked. Flaps up and no lights. Flaps are up and no lights are on. After takeoff checklist complete. We'll set the little bar here down. Crossing 10,000 feet. Landing light coming off. Let's go ahead and set these back to off. Set to both. Wing inspection light coming off. We'll keep the position and strobe on. Anti-collision is on. No fuel in the center pumps, or tanks I should say. We'll keep the fuel pumps on the wings on. But everything is checking out pretty well, guys. Again, I'm pretty happy with my performance today, even though it's been a while. On the PMDG, I still managed to get everything set up. No warning lights, nothing like that, so I'm pretty happy. Definitely a lot windier than I anticipated. I should have really paid attention to that METAR. I know it was saying gusting to 2.7, I believe. So, yep, I should have taken that a little bit more seriously, because I rotated way late, and that wing on the right side of the aircraft, yeah, it was definitely coming down a little bit too low. You know what? Let's get this climb going a little faster. Let's go ahead and let's do max rated climb. There we go. So we should see our pitch increase here a little bit, and our airspeed's going to be maintaining 250 indicated. I want to get up there as fast as I can. We're still not clear to get up to flight level 370. We're still only to 180.
Bahamas 238, contact Miami Center 124.1.
Miami Center 124.1, Bahamas 238. See ya. Miami Center, good afternoon. Bahamas Air 238 climbing through flight level 170 for 180.
Bahamas 238, Miami Center, good day. Climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 370, Bahamas 238. Alright, so there we go. We've got cleared. .370 on the MCP there. Let's go ahead and press that altitude interval since we just changed it. There we go, we're climbing now. She's picking up the ascent rate there, so let's go ahead and go into standard now that we've crossed 180. I know some 737 pilots out there are probably watching like, what the heck is this guy doing? But hey guys, I'm just fighting for my life here. So as you can see, our top of climb there is going to be somewhere in between JPUT and JUNIP. And we can always look at our performance page. So right now, as the pilot flied, I like to keep my legs on, but let's go ahead and look at our progress. So right here, this is a very useful page, guys. I don't know if you guys have ever really looked into it. So you'll see at the top your flight number, right? Bahamas Air 238 progress. So right now, it is showing we are... What is this? Okay, there we go. So distance to go, right? We're going from UK, going over to Danny. We got 4 nautical miles. Estimated time of arrival, 1901 Zulu. So just about a minute. And our fuel there, 9.8. Then JPUT. But check this out. So to top of climb, it's showing that we should get there at this current performance setting at 1909 Zulu. So just about 8 minutes or 59 nautical miles. And it's showing you the winds right now that we've got. You can go to the next pages. It'll show you what your winds are. Your standard air temperature, right? Your, yeah, I should say your standard, which is ISA. Looking at your true airspeed. So this is a very useful page to keep track of. If you guys haven't really messed around with it, showing our required navigation performance and our current navigation performance, which we'll be using as we begin our descent to Nassau. But yeah, just a few more minutes to get to the top of climb. Let's just sit back and enjoy the ride. But everything's looking good, guys. Nothing's out of the norm right now. Got some contrails up ahead. So we have some traffic over the Atlantic Ocean. Let's go take a look outside. Look at that cloud layer that we're just passing through. That's awesome. Always love looking at the exterior model on the PMDG, man. It's just so detailed. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is still one of my favorite airliners that has ever been produced for flight sim. And of course, like I mentioned earlier in the video, this is where I really learned to hone in on my skills of using a flight management computer like you see here on the 7.3 back in Flight Simulator 2004 when they had their 7.3 NG family released. Guys, it was revolutionary then. It is still revolutionary today. Again, can't argue, can't compete really too much with PMDG, unless you're, of course, you are Phoenix. You know, the Phoenix A320 is an outstanding add-on that it's hard to compete with, to be honest. Not only in textures and visual model, but overall performance, features, and all that of the aircraft. So, just an awesome age we're in here for Flight Simulator stuff, guys. Look at our map here. So we are just off the coast of Florida here. There we go, getting a nice little right bank. Nice little wing view here, looking at the eastern coast of Florida. Take a look inside here in the cabin. As you can see, definitely the textures overhead here on the overhead bin and the controls, a little lackluster. You guys have seen on our live streams with the Phoenix, they're actually modeled 3D buttons and stuff like that. So, again, we're not going to hold this against PMDG because we know the emphasis of the aircraft is not really the cabin. This is just a little extra stuff here and there. But in the cockpit and the exterior model systems, they will not disappoint you guys. Start hopping through the default views. Loving that view, man. There we go. Oh, we have some traffic down there just below us. Well, hopefully ATC has it. There we go.
Contact Miami Center 132.25. See you.
Going to 132.25 for Bahamas 238. Miami Center, good afternoon. Bahamas 238, climbing through flight level 32,000 for 37,000.
Bahamas 238, Miami Center, roger.
Just as I was anticipating it. But yeah, guys, once again, you're looking at the PMDG 737-700, one of the most famous aircraft right now in flight simulator history in general. So if you guys haven't, for whatever reason, got your hands on this yet, just do yourself a favor and just do it, guys. There's so much to learn, so much to practice with. And now, I know some people will say, well, the Airbus is just a lot easier, a lot more pilot-friendly. And yes, that is true. I will say I used to not be a fan of Airbus, but once I got a hang of it, I was like, you know what, I understand this. And if you guys saw our live stream last week, you guys know that we flew with an actual Airbus pilot who flies A320s, 19s, and 21s in real life for one of the legacy airlines right now flying. And, you know, when you talk to him and you get a perspective from a pilot's perspective, I guess you could say, you're like, okay, I get it, man. I get why Airbus is preferred. But there's something satisfying about this old dinosaur, you know? And this isn't even that old. This is really... It's one of those, like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Now, those of you that hate on the MAX family, I know, I'm going to get those comments here or something like that. The MAX is a whole different aircraft, guys. Keep that in mind. Whole different avionics, whole different systems. Essentially, yes, it is a 737, but we're talking about an entirely different aircraft. But this plane, the 700, the 800, the 600, there's something about the NG series that I love. Going through the flows, setting the switches, making sure that everything is flicked in the right position. It's just more satisfying if you ask me. But again, feel free to disagree with that. You guys can drop your comments. Let me know what you think. But yeah, we're just cruising along, guys. And if, let me check something. I haven't even looked over at the chat. Let me get in here. Danny AP, what up, bro? What's going on? Thanks for watching. And Conscious Computing, sorry about the late reply. I don't know how recently you sent that messages, but yes, you can stream in widescreen format. I was actually just messing around with the settings earlier because my last live stream, everything looked a little funky, to be honest. And so I kind of figured it out, went in through my Streamlabs and made the changes, and it looks good so far. So thanks for confirming that, man, because it makes me happy knowing that it's looking good on your end. So thanks for that. And guys, yeah, we've still been messing around with the bitrate on the YouTube side. You've probably heard Captain Flacco say so. Facebook unfortunately limits how good the video looks when we live stream. So YouTube is the preferred method. So we're still tweaking settings here and there. So please let us know if it can look better or something looks funky, because we're definitely trying to tweak it as best as we can. And NVIDIA just put a filter for some reason. So let's go ahead and get that out. There we go. Don't know why it does that. I don't know if you guys saw that on the live stream or not, but all of a sudden it was really shiny. Okay, we're approaching flight level 370, which will be leveling off. And again, let's confer with our progress page. So just about 2.5 nautical miles to the top of climb. And then we'll be keeping an eye on for our top of descent. Here's the scratch pad. Go back to our legs. And there you have it, folks. We are leveling off flight level 370. Looks like we'll be cruising at Mach 7.8. Yeah, just shy of it. We can always change that if we want to. Yeah, what the heck. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Give it a little boost. Nothing too crazy. Okay, let's go ahead and turn off the seatbelt signs. Give a call back there to the cabin. Let them know that they are cleared to move around if they want to. Of course, at your own risk. Now, luckily for all of us, this is not Spirit Airlines flight. Yikes! Did I say that out loud? If you hear some drinking noises in the background, I apologize for that. I'm here gulping some water. Given that I am doing this alone today, I do have to keep up all the chatter myself, and I gotta keep myself entertained as well as you guys that watch. So, I was getting a little dry there. But yeah, guys, I'll take the opportunity here to say while we're cruising, if you guys haven't already followed us, go ahead and check out our channel here, Dat Flight Sim channel. Of course, if you found this live stream, I'm hoping that you guys know how to find the channel by now. But yeah, guys, subscribe to us. We're slowly growing. We're slowly putting some more content out there. Some of our heavy hitters recently have been the Black Square Duke. And of course, you can probably expect that. It's been one of the hottest releases so far of Flight Sim. And guys, we couldn't wait. Once we saw that it was available, Captain Flacco and I went in there, swiped those credit cards, didn't tell the wives, and here we are, guys, making some content for you guys to follow along. So yeah, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, drop some comments if you can. Let us know how we're doing, and as always, guys, let us know if there's something that we can do differently to maybe make our channel just that all better, a little bit more unique. You know, we're not trying to be a cliche Flight Sim channel, even though that's literally the name. But we're trying to definitely get some more viewers, get some more outreach, and all we're trying to do is help people fall in love with Flight Simulator over and over again. And again, one of the things we always argue is that we don't want you guys to just hop into the airplane and just take off from the runway. No, man, we want to see you guys doing full flows. We want to see cold and dark startups. We want to see comments from you guys asking questions like, hey, what if I missed this? What if I forgot that? You know, how can I fix this? Because we love that, and it keeps us motivated. It keeps us kind of getting better, keeping track of our skills on Flight Sim, and making sure that what we're teaching you guys is the correct way things. But as always, guys, take everything with a grain of salt. Don't be afraid to correct us and let us know what we're missing. So, and for those of you that are loyal followers and fans of the channel, we appreciate the support, guys. We literally do this for you guys, and we don't make money from this. We're just literally having fun, just putting our hours in there for Flight Sim and for the community to grow. And of course, you can already anticipate that.
Bahamas 238, contact Miami Center 1 tree 2.15.
I missed that frequency because over here. 132.15, copy that. Alright, switching to 132.15 for Bahamas 238. And was that still Miami Center? Let's see. Yep. Miami Center, Bahamas 238 with you, flight level 370.
Bahamas 238, Miami Center, roger.
Let's check out the weather down at Nassau. So the weather, let me see, winds 08016. Huh. Okay. Few clouds, 3,000 feet, temperature 302.22, altimeter 3004. So we'll see if that's going to check in with what Beyond ATC is going to tell us. Because I've noticed that lately, guys. Beyond ATC, their information and what we're seeing in the simulator could be a little off. So we'll see what they say. But if that's the case, winds 080, that is out of the east, southeast, we can expect probably runway 14 or 10. So let's take a look at the airfield. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Okay, I'm going to pause track IR here. Let's kind of set the face a little bit. So here we are. So we've got runway 10, which we landed here a couple of weeks ago on the live stream we had. And 14, which is the longer runway, 10,925 feet. Either runway will be fine, honestly, guys. Obviously, 10 will be the best for the current wind situation. But let's see if that's what the actual winds are in the simulator. And it's not just, you know, VATSIM or flight aware information being fed into the brief here. So we'll take a look at that. Let's go ahead and go back to the forward view here. Let me straighten out. There we go. Look at that. We can already see some land underneath us there. And yeah, guys, I was just cruising through here this past week. The wife and I were away for a few days, and we went through all the Bahamas. And guys, it's just, I couldn't stop myself. I was like, you know what? I have to do a flight down here, man. We made it all the way to Grand Turks and stuff like that, so it was fun. And definitely wanted to see how it compared to in the simulator. And, of course, we are still in the Bahamas in our 22-leg trip going down to Trinidad. So stay tuned, because tomorrow night, Sunday, June 2nd, we will be picking back up where we left off. And we'll continue our legs down through the Caribbean. So stay tuned for that, guys. Let's see what airports are down here. So I believe that is our alternate right there. Yep. Yankee Golf Foxtrot. And our top of descent is shortly thereafter. So let's remove that airport. Let's declutter a little bit.
Bahamas 238, contact Miami Center 134.2. See you.
134.2 for Bahamas 238. See ya. Miami Center, Bahamas 238, flight level 370.
Bahamas 238, Miami Center, roger.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just set our MCP altitude here. Let's set it down to, I don't know, 4,000. Yeah, that sounds about right. We'll expect whatever they tell us here shortly. Alrighty, let's see how we're looking, guys. Let's go ahead and pick up our progress page here. So here we go. Now, as you can see, the progress page is showing time to the top of descent, 33 nautical miles, or 1922 Zulu, so about 4 minutes from where we're at right now. And everything is looking good so far, guys. We'll continue this descent here shortly down to Nassau and see what they want to tell us to do. Take a look out there. Love the views. And we're pretty high up, so obviously not everything's going to look detailed as we want it to. Go ahead and jump on the outside here. Go a little bit farther away from the airplane. There we go. I believe that is the airfield right there, which is Grand Bahama, if I'm not mistaken. That's Yankee Golf Foxtrot, which would have been our alternate had we needed to deviate. But so far, we're on track. Looking good so far. Again, just a few minutes shy, guys, from getting onto that descent. You know what? Let me see if I remember how to get our VNAV path here shown. There we go. Love having this page which shows our vertical performance here as we begin our descent. So before we begin our descent, let's go ahead and reference our descent checklist. So landing altitude, let's take a look at our airfield chart here. Airport elevation 16 feet, so we're pretty much at sea level, guys. So we'll make sure landing altitude here on the pressurization panel is at 0. Yep, there we go. Let's go ahead and recall. Let's make sure they're checked. Nothing coming up. Yep. Looks good. Auto brake. You know what? We're using a low setting of 1 today. Landing in VREF. We'll get those speeds here just shortly. Let's actually set it up here on the pilot monitoring side. So we're expecting a gross weight of, what is that, 120.4. We're gonna go with flaps 30 today. And you know what? Let's set the alternate destination. Here we go. Okay. So it looks like we'll be flap setting of 30 and a VRS speed of 129. So we'll keep that there while we're flying down. Love those sandy beaches there along the way. See, the winds are a little funky up here, man, but giving us a little bit of a push here. Quartering tailwind there. Borderline a good crosswind. I guess it beats having a direct headwind, though, so I'm happy with that. And we'll reference our minimums here shortly, and we'll be briefing the approach based on what we expect. You know what? Let's pick up our ATIS for Nassau. Let me pick up my frequency list here.
Bahamas 238, fly present heading, descend and maintain flight level 330, Linden Pindling Airport landing runway 10.
Fly present heading, descend to flight level 330, and expect runway 10 at Lindbergh International Airport for Bahamas 238. Okay, so we're expecting runway 10. Let's go ahead and bring up our approach. Let's do an RNAV into runway 10, or 10. We're going to pin that approach. Bring it up here. And looks like our airport elevation is 16 feet, runway 14 is 14, or excuse me, 14 feet. And our decision altitude is 291 feet. So we'll start briefing that here shortly. Let's go ahead and get our seatbelt sign back on. Give the attendants a call, let them know that we are beginning our descent. And right now we are checking our descent, and as you can see, our required navigation performance of 400 and our actual navigation performance of 151. You can see the diamond here as we descend. And actually we should be getting yelled at here by ATC because we just crossed the 330 and they only cleared us to 330, I believe. We check that. Yep, but we're doing what we want. Let's see how good they are. Alright, we'll keep that going. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and brief this approach. So this is the RNAV into the Linden Pindling International Airport, runway 10. So the RNAV, the final approach course should be at 098 degrees. The Molly waypoint at 1,600 feet. Again, we talked about the decision altitude, 291 feet. Missed approach procedure, climb on course 098 to 500 feet, then climbing right turn to 2,000 feet direct to ATAID, or ATAID, and hold. You can see it depicted here. We would make that climbing right-hand turn and then go to ATAID and hold. But we'll call that right now for a basic approach briefing. We'll call that good. Let me go ahead and go into our arrival. Let's set up the RNAV to runway 10. We're going off.
Bahamas 238, descend and maintain flight level 230, vectors for the approach.
Descend and maintain flight level 230 for Bahamas 238, vector for the approach. And again, guys, we're going to ignore that. I'm not really going to stay up here. This is what they did last time, and we were super, super high on our approach. And you know what? We're going to go with ATAID. I think that's a good approach fix there. Let's go back to our view here. Maybe not. Maybe Ralph. Let's go look at our legs. Yep, from Zulu, Quebec Alpha. There we go. We'll see how that looks here on the plan. Yeah, I guess that'll do here. I guess we'll find out how this works out. So yeah, guys, we're just chilling here, enjoying the views. Obviously, as we descend, we'll see what else ATC wants us to do here shortly. We do have some ways to go, so I can see why ATC is keeping us a little bit higher than normal. See if I can spot any vessels down there. Taking a look through the default views here on the PMDG. Love these wing views, man. These are my favorite. You can hear the engine sounds a little different if you're forward or after them. We'll keep that one there. Let's go back to the cockpit. See how we're doing. Keep this going down. Yeah, so we're still 93 miles from Nassau, so it makes more sense. And this happened last time Flacco and I were flying out here in the Bahamas. We did a leg from Key West, and I kept looking at my map here, or the navigation display, I should say, and I kept seeing the airport just up here, and I'm like, oh crap, man, we're pretty close. But I didn't realize that I had the range set to 160 miles, so we were still a significant way out. And so I started disobeying orders and just sent it all the way down to like 3,000 feet, and I was still about 30 miles from the airfield when I finally leveled off, and I was like, holy crud, man, I did not realize how far away we still were. So you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and abide by that flight level 230.
Bahamas 238, fly present heading, descend and maintain 15,000, altimeter tree 004. Expect further clearance in about 27 miles.
Alright, fly present heading down to 15,000, altimeter 3004, and expecting further vectors in 27 miles, Bahamas 238.
Bahamas 238, contact Nassau Center 125.7.
Going to center on 125.7, Bahamas 238. Nassau Center, good afternoon, Bahamas 238, descending through flight level 240 for 150.
Bahamas 238, Nassau Center, radar contact.
Oh man, she's got a very, very strong accent. And again, guys, this is the premium part of Beyond ATC, where depending on where you're at in the world, you're gonna have some very different accents. So it's gonna be a little hard to understand her. So I have to keep an eye out for that. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue with our descent checklist. We've got our landing data and our VREF and our minimums checked. Approach briefing completed, even though it was half-assed, not gonna lie, guys. And we'll set our altimeter, which I believe was wow, 3007? I'm way off on that. 3004. Okay, not too far off then, but we're gonna expect that. We're gonna change it once we cross to our transition altitude of flight level 180. We'll set the final approach course to 098. There we go, engines are coming down. So far so good. I haven't had to introduce any drag by deploying the speed brake, guys. The aircraft is handling everything. VNAV is behaving how we expect it to. Check that profile page. Yep, and you can see no deviation, nothing crazy. We've got a little bit of a tailwind now pushing us. Let's go back. And I never got the ATIS at Linden, so let's go ahead and tune that 118.7. Go ahead on the VHF2 here. Oh, wait, forgot my VHF2. There we go.
Advise on initial contact, you have information hotel. Linden Pindling Airport Information Hotel.
Bahamas 238.
1856 Zulu.
3185.
Wind 090 at 16 few cloud.
Turn right heading 185, descend to 11,000 for Bahamas 238. Go down here. There we go. We're on heading select mode now to 185, down to 11,000. See if I can listen back into that ATIS.
Information hotel.
Bahamas
1856 Zulu.
Contact Nassau approach.
Wind 090 at
Every time I try to listen. Alright, switching to approach frequency on 132.55, Bahamas 238. See ya. NASA approach, good afternoon, Bahamas 238, descending through 170 for 11,000.
Bahamas 238, verify information hotel.
Bahamas 238, we've got the numbers.
Bahamas 238, verify information hotel.
Bahamas 238, we've got information hotel.
Bahamas 238, Nassau approach, altimeter 3004, expect radar vectors for RNAV runway 10.
Altimeter 3004, expect vector for the RNAV runway 10 for Bahamas 238. Well, I was trying to get ATIS information, but every time.
Bahamas 238, full present heading, descend to 5,000 feet. Expect further clearance in about 18 miles.
Flight present heading down to 5,000 feet, expect further vectoring in 18 miles for Bahamas 238. As you can see, guys, the workload gets pretty crazy here as we begin our descent and our approach, so you gotta stay on top of everything. Stay ahead of the aircraft, don't let it get ahead of you. Anyways, referencing the quick checklist here, approach checklist altimeters set 3004, 3004, looks like we're good. Oh boy, these guys are working me out today, man. And again, you can see we are off the magenta line here because we're no longer on lateral navigation or LNAV, but now we are on heading select. based on the vectors that ATC is giving us. So just keep that in mind. If you see that, it's not a glitch or something that is wrong with the aircraft. It's because we are on heading select mode. So you can see everything is set right. So again, even though we are expecting the RNAV to 10, we are just flying down based on the vectors that they're giving us. So we'll see what they send us. And I believe I have the field in sight. There is the Bahamas airport. So yeah, we're going to make a right turn here. And then we're going to be lining ourselves up for runway 10. So far, nothing to report, guys. Let's go ahead and give a call back there to the flight attendants. Let them know that we'll be landing here in just about 10-15 minutes tops. Make sure they get everything situated. Now, as we begin to transition to 10,000 feet, we should see the speed slowing down a little bit. Make sure that we're staying within that 250 knot restriction.
Bahamas 238, turn right, heading 245.
Turn right heading 245 for Bahamas 238. There we go. It's vectoring us out. We're coming down through 10,400. Let's get our wing inspection light on. And why the heck not? Let's get our landing lights on. Here they are, the newer style LED. I love this, how, you know, each airline has their own equipment. It's so much simpler. Instead of having the retractable landing lights and the fixed landing light, you just got everything all there in one site, so much easier. Okay, let's go ahead and expedite this descent a little more. I need to get down there. Let's reduce speed. And you can see I am off the vertical navigation now, still holding heading 245. We're on vertical speed mode. Let's get some drag. Let's take a look at those speed brakes. You can see they're just slightly raised. There we go. Let's get them introduced a little more. You can see them as the aircraft is slowing down, as we're pretty much increasing that rate of descent. There you have it, folks. There is runway 1, I believe that's runway 18. Yeah, 18 and runway 10. I could be completely wrong, by the way. Let me make sure I have that right. 14. I knew something was off. So we'll be opening up, making a left turn, and lining ourselves up for runway 10. And let's see how he's going to clear us to do this. I'm pretty curious right now to see what's going to happen. Slow that descent rate a little bit. Let's make it 1500. A little bit less.
Bahamas 238, turn right, heading 275.
Right to 275, Bahamas 238. Alright, we're banking right. Slowing that descent rate. Let's retract those speed brakes. Don't need them anymore. So he's setting us up right for RELV. Let's see if once we cross it, he vectors us to Jobib. Because RELV is our initial approach fix, so let's see. Picking up a good tailwind here, but no worries. Once we turn around on the inbound course here, we will be turning that into a headwind, of course. There's the 1,000 foot alert, down to 5,000, just crossed 5,800 feet. Let's see what Beyond ATC is going to have us do, guys. I have no idea what to expect. And keep in mind, guys, you've probably heard us say it before, but this is an early access, it's still in development, so you might see some mistakes. Don't hold it personal. This is not the final result just yet. It'll get better, I promise. Alright, so we'll be referencing the landing checklist here shortly. Keep going on the approach.
Bahamas 238, turn left, heading 205, descend to 4,000 feet.
Left 205, down 4,000 feet, Bahamas 238. Let's descend down to 4,000, left turn to 205. As you can see here on the chart, we're just outside of it.
Bahamas 238, 7 miles from Vector Hills 1, turn left, heading 135, maintain 2,900 feet, until established on the final approach course, cleared on a runway 10.
Left 135, down 2,900 until established on the final approach course for the RNAF 10, Bahamas 238. Let's start slowing down the aircraft a bit, help us here on the approach. And you guys can see, man, it's keeping me really busy, man. Making some turns, setting up for this approach, but this is a good way to practice, guys. And if you don't have Beyond ATC, guys, I can't recommend it enough, and this is amazing. Let's keep this descent going. Let's go ahead and get flaps 1. Let's get some drag too, because the aircraft is getting a little slippery here as we're descending. Let's see if she'll take the approach setting here for that. You know what? Let's try control wheel steering. Maybe not. Let's just do it manually. So we're overshooting that, of course, just a bit. Let's go direct Molly. Let's see if she'll pick up the approach now. I see the runway just up ahead, so obviously we're a little bit off center. Let's go ahead and get flaps 5. Let's start referencing our landing checklist. Landing checklist, engine start switches to continuous. Let's go ahead and set that now. Beep brake armed. Let's go ahead and retract those. And set it to arm. There we go. Oh wait, I forgot I can do this manually, of course. There we go, much better. Landing gear. Let's go ahead and get landing gear down now. We're in a good distance here. Gear is in transit. There we go, 3 green. Flaps green lights, and we're still deploying them. Let's go ahead and start working our way with them. Runway turn off, taxi light on. And you know what, we have to be at 1,600 feet from Mali, so I'm going to disengage the autopilot and the auto throttle. There we go. Let's start lining her up. So as you can see, not the prettiest approach right now. I'm clearly deviating from this procedure. And I am hand flying now, guys. Hands on throttle and stick, pretty much. Good little headwind here.
238, contact Nassau Tower 119.5.
119.5 for Bahamas 238. Lindbergh Tower, good afternoon, Bahamas 238, RNAV 10.
25.
Bahamas 238. Nassau Tower, continue.
Continue, Bahamas 238. Let's disable this. Again, we're hand flying right now. Let's disable that flight director. We don't need it anymore. And again, we're looking for a VREF speed of 129 knots with a flap setting of 30. We're at flaps 10. Let's get flaps 15. Watching our airspeed tape here, we see as those red bars came down, that is our overspeed for the current flap setting. We're at flaps 25. Let's go ahead and get flaps 30 in. Get ourselves set up. Now those winds are a little bit gusty, so you can see them here on my navigation display. We've got a pretty good headwind here from 0 to 88, but they are bouncing around from like 1.1, 1.7 to 2 something, so get a little interesting here. Let's keep an eye on our airspeed, guys. Again, VREF speed right here, you can see it on the green. But at flaps 30, we should be at 129 knots.
Wind 090 at 16. Runway 10 cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 10, Bahamas 238. And you can see here as well, guys, on this particular display on the PFD, we've got our angle of attack indicator, so we want to keep that in the green. There we go. So we're still a little bit high. Let's reduce power just a bit. Trying to maintain that AOA. Still shooting for that 129 knots, guys. This is the critical part of any approach. If you don't have a good stable approach, your landing is probably not going to be stable either, or good. Try to focus on those numbers. Remember, pitch for airspeed, power for altitude. Checking out the scenery. Getting a little slow, so let's pitch that nose down. There we go. Speed's coming back up to 128, 129. Altitude's looking good. You guys can hear, I haven't touched the engines at all. I'm just keeping them set there at that setting. And the aircraft is responding just fine. So I see all white on the PAPI. Let's start reducing power just a bit. But no biggie, because we do have some trees and stuff like that. We're over some water. I'd rather be a little bit higher than normal. Wow, way high. Okay, no biggie. There we go. Descent rate coming back up.
400.
Near perfect headwind here. Almost, but not that great.
300. 200.
Here we go, guys. We're committing. You have to get a little bit right rudder.
50. 30. 20. 10.
There we go. Touchdown with the left main first. Speed brakes extended, I should say, and 2 in reverse. Approaching 60 knots. Heading off the reverse. Auto brake coming off. We'll take manual braking. Welcome to Nassau, guys. I gotta lie, I'm pretty happy with that landing myself there. Had a little bit of a right rudder, a little bit wing down on the left side. I'm happy with that. Alright, let's see what ATC tells us to do now, because they are not the greatest here at Linden.
Bahamas 238, exit right at Kilo.
Bahamas 238 unable. Can we take Bravo?
Bahamas 238, contact ground 121.7, bye-bye.
Going to ground 121.7 for Bahamas 238. Let me actually get off the runway here and focus on taxiing, because I don't have a pilot monitoring here to be able to do this for me. And I forget what the gate codes are here. I'm just going to tell them any gate will do. Let's bring the speed brakes up. 121.7. Linden ground, good afternoon. Bahamas 238 clear of 10 on Bravo, holding short of 14, requesting taxi to the gate.
Bahamas 238, welcome to Linden Pindeling Airport. Say parking or advise if need assignment.
Bahamas 238, we'll take any gate available.
Bahamas 238, gate 22 taxi via Kilo Bravo Alpha, Alpha 1 Hotel, Hotel 3.
Holy hell. Alright, let's see what he told us, because that's a hectic one. Alright, we'll taxi to gate 22 via Kilo Bravo Alpha, Alpha 1 Hotel, Hotel 3 for Bahamas 238. Oh, he sent us to Kilo Bravo, and Kilo's over here. See, he's thinking we're coming from this way, from the north side. Or no, not from the... Yeah, I should say from the southeast side, actually. But he's expecting us to go Kilo Bravo Hotel, Hotel 2, whatever the heck it was. But you know what, our flight sim, our plane, we do what we want. Let's go ahead and cross runway 14 here. Keeping our strobes, landing lights, everything on for visibility. Flaps coming up. We're just cleaning the plane up now. Landing lights coming off. Runway turn off, lights off. Strobes off. Wing light off. So as you guys saw earlier, I already went ahead and fired up the APU. I want to make sure we switch over to the APU generator here shortly. So that way when we kill the engines, we don't lose electric power to the aircraft here and lose all our stuff. So TCAS letting me know there's traffic, obviously because of that aircraft departing. So we'll set that to standby here shortly. There we go. Let's
All
go to...
aircraft be advised, information India now current, altimeter 3002.
So as you can see there, I switched over to the APU gens. Let's go ahead and contact GSX, let them know that we are expecting gate 22. Let's see. It's showing as ramp. I can't remember if it shows ramp or gate, but let's try it. Yep, okay, we're good. It's showing the gate. You can see the blue arrow over there. And of course, there's an AI, looks like a Dreamliner Virgin Atlantic 787, so we're gonna have to kick him out of there. No worries, I'll show you guys a trick to do that. Let's continue this taxi going. So as you can see in my instance here, I'm pretty sure I saw the arrow right over where he's at. So what you can do is come up to GSX. And then you can say, free this parking from AI. And we should see him disappear. Okay. Maybe it's not the right gate. Yeah, it's showing it right there where he's at. Well, we're about to find out here in just a few, guys. If anything, we can always change over to gate 2-3. Huh. The AI is not moving at all. That's interesting. Alright, let's try something else. Go to 2-7, see where that puts us, or, yeah. There we go. That one's free. We'll let Virgin stay there with their Dreamliner. They are a bigger aircraft, so not much we can do anyways. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen this before, with GSX Pro, now that I've activated the spot, we'll actually see a marshaller standing by there by the gate. They're going to lead us in, and you'll see some numbers above their head telling us how far off the center line we were at and how close we are to stopping. But if you look right now, you can already see the tugs, or the belt loaders, standing by. There's the baggage carts. There's the marshaller waving frantically, letting me know that's where they want me to park, so we'll be there. Well, let's see how good of a parking I can get here. There's a company bird over there, another 73700. And here we go. We're going to bring her nice and easy. Look at that marshaller, she's going crazy. Let's turn off our taxi lights here so that we're not blinding them on the ground. Just nice and easy now, guys. There's the numbers, as you can see. So let me slow it down a bit here. Making minute adjustments with the rudder pedals here. Just trying to stay center line. And... oh, too early, too early. Let's get on the power. Hold on, homie. There we go. So, too early on that one, guys, but let's go ahead and kill our engines. Let's go ahead and kill the anti-collision light. Turn off our fuel pumps. Let's go ahead and turn off the passenger seat belts. Let them know we are good. Let's turn off the yaw damper. Turn off hydraulic pumps. Turn off our pitot. Wow, I'm just flicking switches here like crazy. I'm not even looking. Okay, now that we're here, let's go to the PMDG FMC here. FS action. Let's set the chocks. And then let's see if the jetway will connect or if I can do it with GSX. And we'll request deboarding. There's the jetway coming in, guys. take a look outside and see how the ground services handle this. Sorry about the crazy camera stuff here, guys. There we go. But yeah, guys, this is why GSX Pro is worth it, man. It just adds a level of immersion. And as I said that, of course, the jetway reset. Spoke too soon, but look at the ground handlers setting up everything. Look at that beautiful Bahamas Air ATR over there setting up for the departure. You can even hear it in the background. Love the noises. Yeah, check it out, guys. I just said I want deboarding performed. Jetway's moving into position. Baggage handlers are already operating. And look at the bags coming off the aircraft, guys. Doesn't get any better than this, man. Now, my biggest complaint with GSX Pro is it does add a little bit of loading time to your sim overall. But honestly, I already have an average wait time of about 5 minutes starting the simulator up from the desktop. So what's another minute or two? What the heck? But look at that, guys. I requested the GPU. GPU is hooked up as it would go in the real world here, right there on that nose hatch. Look at the cones. Chocks are in place, obviously, by PMDG. But yeah, I'm just going to take a few minutes here just to walk around the aircraft, do a post-flight. Checking the leading edges here. Look at the nav light assembly, looking at our strobe light. Looking at the winglet here. Now we're going on the trailing edge. Checking our aileron here. Flaps look good. Fairings look good. Let's go ahead and go through the workers here. Look at our main landing gear. Yep, looks good. Engines look good. Let's walk around the back. Horizontal stabs look good. Leading edge on this side looks good. There's the rear door open, so some passengers can go on the tarmac. There's Delta hanging out next to us. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. But yeah, guys, once again, this is GSX Pro by FS Dream Team, I believe is the developer, and highly recommend it. It really brings airline operations to the next level. And you can see it takes advantage of whatever the scenery has for you. I forget who makes the scenery for Nassau, to be honest. I have so many sceneries now that I forget. But definitely worth it, guys. I know get a little hairy sometimes paying for virtual stuff, especially on a simulator, but it's worth it, guys. The sceneries, the aircraft, the utilities, definitely can't recommend it enough. But yeah, guys, there you have it. Welcome to Nassau here on this real-life flight that actually just landed, I believe, a few minutes ago as well. So, again, wanted to do this quick flight, brush up on my PMDG skills. It's been quite some time. And we made it, guys. We made it in one piece, so I'm happy about that. But guys, can't thank you enough for watching. I really appreciate the time that you guys are putting into watching our videos, our live streams, and all the other stuff we're putting out. So, stay tuned, because we're only going to keep pumping out more stuff. And like I said before, guys, it's only going to get better. We're only going to learn more and more. We're going to get more add-ons. And of course, this year, Flight Sim 2024. We all know it. We're expecting it. So you know we're going to have our hands on that as soon as it comes out. But, guys, I'm going to put it, stopping it here. I've been talking a lot by myself. And my mouth's getting a little dry, and I'm getting a little hungry. So, thanks for watching, guys. This is Captain Gonzo. Take care, guys. Enjoy the views. And as always, happy flying.
Thank you for choosing that Flight Sim channel. We invite you to our next stream as we take the skies once again. Until next time, and as always, happy flying.